Here we go, man. So I told Flozell, I said, I got something I want to do before we get started. Shout out
Uh,
to somebody we both know. So this right here is Ed Too Tall Jones.
Ed Too Tall Cool Jones.
Look at that. Did you see the thing come up with the NFL Pro thing yesterday? The
No,
Hall
no,
of
no.
Fame?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, so the Hall of Fame put out, which is kind of funny because they never really, I mean, I don't know. There's arguments both ways. He should be in the Hall of Fame. But we're going to digress and go to. So this was yesterday. Pro Football Hall of Fame Instagram. 50 years ago today, the Dallas Cowboys made history by selecting Ed Too Tall Jones first overall in the NFL draft. It marked the first and still only time a player from an HBCU was taken with the number one overall pick.
Wow.
Only time it's ever been done
And
was
it's done with the Dallas Cowboys. Fancy
yeah.
that.
So I shot that to Ed yesterday, and you know he thought it was neat. He thought it was neat. So all right, let's move on to a little bit of Michigan State. I'm just gonna change my background as I go here today.
Wait, time out. He just thought it was neat, something like that. I mean, that's like a very big accomplishment. He just like, okay, it's neat.
Yeah, so let's see. Let's see what he actually texted him. So I texted him just a screenshot of it. And his awesome picture. Were you able to speak to the picture frame guy? That's all I got. That's pretty neat. Have you talked to the picture frame guy? He's got a whole bunch of as long as he's been around, he's got pictures from everything. He wants them all
I bet.
reframed and redone, and
Hmm.
changing the sizes and stuff like that. So uh, I know everybody wants to get to football. We're gonna go a little bit of Michigan State. Got my background, got my Michigan State going on here.
Go great.
Go white. So obviously on Friday, January 26th, they got. I consider that a whooping, 66-81.
A whooping. That's a whooping.
Yeah.
That's a whooping. That's a backyard whooping where your grandmama like, go out there and get your own switch.
Woo. Mm.
Mm.
So I mean, they've been doing all right. I mean, they have not, from what I can tell, they haven't really beat a ranked team. They lost to Illinois, who's number 14, 71-68. That's not that bad.
A
But
loss is a loss.
yeah, number 6 Wisconsin, 66-81. And today is the game with.
Michigan.
That is right. They have a game today with Michigan.
Michigan.
I did notice that in the football news of Michigan State, a lot of the players who had entered the portal to leave Michigan State or have actually taken that back and said, "Hey, we're going to stick around." Obviously, you don't know how that's going to work out, but oh,
That's
that
a
was
good thing.
interesting. Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Um. So let's get into our let's get into our NFL stuff.
A very,
So
very exciting weekend this past weekend.
it was a lot of me banging my head against the wall. Like watching Baltimore in the beginning, and as soon as they went 3-and-out, my first thought was, well, that's a mistake, because going 3-and-out on your first possession, and then what happened? You knew Kansas City was going to go down and get a touchdown. I figured it was going to be a back and forth, and it was going to be whoever scored first. And to me, that was just like, do you, man, come on, man. Come on, man. Uh
Yeah.
17-10. I know you were beating yourself up because you took the Ravens, and I know your gut always tells you Kansas.
I know. My gut told me Kansas City,
Yeah.
and I went with the Ravens. But I'm glad Kansas City won. I am glad. I'm glad I was wrong because I didn't want Baltimore Ravens. I can't stand Baltimore Ravens, and I had a couple of people asking like, "Why don't you Why don't you
Yeah, I'm
like them? Like
curious now. Yeah, now I'm
because
curious.
I played every time I played against them, they were idiots. And when I was playing, he was playing against Syracuse and Ray Lewis and Suggs and all those other guys back there. So I've never, for some reason, for like 5 years during my career, we played them every frigging year. And
Yeah,
then when I got to Pittsburgh, it was like a Dallas Cowboys Philly rivalry. Pittsburgh does
yeah.
not like Baltimore, and Baltimore does not like Pitt. That's a backyard fight every time they play.
Ooh,
So I didn't like them anyways, coming from the Cowboys, and now I went to Pittsburgh. Even though I played all
kind of
those
worse.
years, I didn't know that they had a rivalry like that until I got up
All
there.
right,
And once I found out, I was like, perfect. I hate them too. Let's do it.
let's get it on.
Let's do it.
Um, yeah, I mean, anytime a dynasty pops up, New England Patriots, Kansas City,
Ugh.
for me, I always want to say, let's move it around and give somebody else. I guess that's my thing. I could care less. Yes, I would have preferred Baltimore to win, but I always look at stuff like that and it's like the best team won. What else can you say? The best team won. They got
Best
out
team
there
won.
and they did what they did. I think, I watched a few things and they were talking about, oh, well, this is the greatest play. This is the greatest play. This is great. When Lamar Jackson caught his own pass, that
That was
was to
amazing.
me, that was the greatest play. And I get they lost, so everybody kind of, passes it over. But I literally was rewinding, like, what in the world just happened? Did he do that? Who is that? And it was freaking he caught his own pass.
That was amazing.
Um,
Very
yeah,
amazing play. Then you got the conspiracy theories that a lot of people think that the NFL is just targeting Baltimore for this particular game, saying they didn't want Baltimore in this to go to the Super Bowl. But I totally disagree by 100%. I'm like, Baltimore didn't do the things they need to do. They shot themselves in the foot.
they
And
didn't do what they usually do.
Yeah, Kansas City took advantage of it like they're supposed to. Like, for instance, the first thing that popped in my mind, I think he's number 4. He caught that long pass and did taunting. He taunted the guy.
Yeah, what? Likely. I know, not the Flowers.
No,
That was freaking
Flowers,
Flowers.
yeah.
It's
He
like,
taunted
what
the
in the
guy.
world?
Come on, dude. The guy's trying to come back and you want to taunt the guy? And then the next series, he caught a nice pass. And then 2 plays later, he's about to score a touchdown, and he was just doing too much. He got hit. The DBs are taught to punch the ball, and
The
that's
peanut
exactly what he
punch.
did. What is it, a yard before the goal line?
Oh yeah, he was like right there because he was
Right
screaming
there.
he was in and he
Yeah,
wasn't in. You could see the ball coming out, and I would say probably the yard, but in football, that's this. We say a
yeah.
yard, we're like it's this much. You
That's
know,
not a lot. So I
yeah.
know he feels stupid about that.
Well,
Right
yeah,
when that
he,
happened, I said, "Game over.
yeah. Yeah, Beckham
Game
went over
over."
there after the game, was like, oh man, because you got to consult him because in the end, that's 7 points. It was 17-10. There's the argument of that was, and of course, we'll move on to the other the lines later. But obviously, they view that one as if you'd have taken the 3 points, it's 34-34 in the end. Well, FYI, it doesn't really work like that. People go down and instead of kneeling, you start making plays, and of course, it's Patrick Mahomes. But yeah, that whole thing was like, why isn't Lamar Jackson doing Lamar Jackson?
Yeah,
We're used to seeing him running these games. We're used to seeing him doing these things. And again, I'm no expert, but it gives you that feeling of why did you take what has worked for you all year long and not do it in I mean, as of today, that was the biggest game for the Baltimore Ravens. Now,
yeah,
I agree. I disagree with people who say, "Oh, well, the NFL, is intentionally doing things against Baltimore for Kansas City to get in the Super Bowl." I don't believe that. I do believe that the NFL wants Kansas City, and there's just one reason that they want Kansas City in the Super Bowl, and that's Taylor Swift. She brings an audience that has not watched NFL. I mean, you have an entire group of young girls that now, are interested because they want to catch a glimpse of Taylor Swift. So I do believe the NFL does want Kansas City in the Super Bowl, but I don't believe that they got help from the referees.
Well, when we go back to Lamar Jackson, one of the things that he did, just like you said, he didn't. I said before the game that if he doesn't if he doesn't use his legs, he's going to lose the game.
Right.
So I mean, there was plenty of times he was back there like a pocket passer when all the DBs were covered, and he could have used his legs like he did for all other 17 games. And I don't know why he chose this game not to do it. I think he's probably feeling that he can show everybody he's a drop back quarterback and he can pass the ball because Patrick Mahomes was there. But you picked the wrong game to do it, buddy. The wrong game to do it. Maybe you should have did that in week 8 or 10 or 14 or 17, but don't use your legs.
Yep.
Run. Because I saw back there, he was sitting back there waiting for somebody to get open, and he could have easily ran 15 yards.
Yeah, do what made you an MVP.
Yeah, and he did it a couple of times, and he just stopped.
Yeah.
So that was a problem. And I don't know, the coach on the sideline could have been like, yeah, use your legs. Use your legs, run. I mean, dang, you sitting back there looking, 1, 2, 3, nothing's open. Boom, get out of there. The pocket was open.
Yeah.
He could have, went there like Swiss cheese, could have went there open because Kansas City is nothing but pass rushers. And see, they get him to get sacked.
Yes.
I mean, he got sacked.
He got strip sacked.
Like a Peyton Manning just standing back there. I'm like, shoot, usually he'll drop back and boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, he's gone. But he's just back there, just like, boom, get sacked. So that was one of the rare things I saw with Lamar Jackson. I was totally surprised that he did. But hey, he's banging himself in the head for that. He is banging himself in the head for that. And when it comes to, I disagree with you that the NFL wants Kansas City in because of Taylor Swift. Because NFL, it doesn't matter because all the money that they made from the television programs, the commercials and advertising and TV networks, they already made. They got paid that money last year. So they don't care who's in the Super Bowl because they're going to make that money regardless, and they already made that money.
But it's about bringing new blood in, a younger female generation in. That's what I think.
What are they going to do? They're not going to do anything. Younger female generation, they can look at Taylor Swift all freaking day long and look at her videos and look at the red carpet and stuff like that. They're looking at the doggone screen. They're going to show it 3 times a game, 4 times a game. Who gives a damn?
I would truly make this bet. I would not be surprised, and I don't know the legal things for this, but I would not be surprised if a Taylor Swift jersey does not come out at some point or another.
It's probably already out there.
Ooh, let's.
I bet it's out there. It probably has, I don't know, maybe her favorite number or something like that. But it's probably under Kelsey's name. What is he, 85, 87? You looking it up right now?
Yep. Taylor Swift NFL jersey. It's Taylor 74, Taylor 28.
No, I disagree with you on that. I don't think NFL gives a damn about Taylor Swift. But I do agree with you in one certain thing is that the NFL does want Kansas City in, and it's not because of Taylor Swift. Because the NFL needs a new golden boy. Tom Brady's done. Tom Brady was the golden boy for years. Pretty boy, charismatic, always looking good, dressing the doggone Gucci suits and all that crap. Had a model wife. They look perfect together, got perfect kids and all that stuff. They looking for that model person. So the only person that can do it right now, they have to do it with a winning guy. They can't get a pretty person from Atlanta Falcons because they losing. They suck. So, I mean, the next best thing is Patrick Mahomes. And he's already won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And he's been in the league for a while. This is the 4th time in 5 years they've been to the Super Bowl. So I agree with you that the NFL wants Kansas City to be
they want a dynasty
Super Bowl, but I think they wanted to be up. They wanted Kansas City because they wanted a new golden boy. because
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, I think after this one probably won't go to a Super Bowl for a while, but he's going to continue to win.
Yeah.
He's going to continue to win. But the new golden boy, Patrick Mahomes, that's what the NFL wants. Pretty guy, so to speak. It's just ugly ass hair. But
I don't
pretty
get the
wife,
hair.
all this other stuff, sit on the stage, look perfect, doggone, click, click, this, that bullshit. But that's what they want. Doesn't get them in trouble, commercials, everything. That's what they want, and that's what they give them, and that's why they want Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
All right. So let's go to the game that perplexes me. Uh, Detroit Lions at San Francisco. Now, I will say we all lost the KC Ravens, although that's because you didn't go with your gut. You actually did call the 49ers Detroit game. Um, what were you thinking at halftime?
Uh, he went for that fourth down in the first half. I can't remember if it was first quarter, second quarter.
4th and 2,
And
yeah. Second quarter.
and was it second quarter?
I think so.
And when the third down was over, in my mind, because I'm programmed, is that the field goal team's gonna come, and then after the camera starts showing like they're going for it. I was like, oh, I said no, big mistake, don't do that now. It's too early. I mean, you take chances like that at the end of the game if you have to. Get the points on the board, because no matter what you want. Did you look at Shanahan's face when he was down?
Yeah.
He looked like a depressed little girl who lost her baby doll and fell off the boat and is sunk in the bottom of the ocean. He was looking that sad. And it was it what was the point there? 17-10?
24-7.
24-7.
Yeah.
If you would have put 3 more points on that board to make it 27-7, that's very intimidating. That looks very intimidating. And it looks bad for the players on the opposing team to see that, the coach and everything. And you went for it and just didn't take those 3 points. So that makes a big difference. That gives them a chance. That gives them life.
And you lost by 3.
They still had a chance. All the second quarter, they just shot themselves in the foot and could not get those points on the board like they should have. Because definitely 3 points would have got them scared. And they would put them in rush. And you don't want to get in a rush trying to score. A touchdown, that game was been over, because they wouldn't have any life in them, San Francisco. Well, once they made that, what made that brought them life is that crazy catch that what is that, UK?
Yeah, bounced off the helmet.
Bounced off his face mask or helmet, and he cut it right there. That was the turning point for the San Francisco 49ers. So that gave them life.
Yeah. It was all San Francisco.
Yeah, once you get that momentum going, I mean, that's for any team. But for this particular game, get that momentum in, it's hard to stop it. And that's what happened to Detroit.
Yeah, that was, obviously you go into halftime, you're up, you're winning. You come back, you score nothing in the third. San Francisco scores 17. You score 7 in the fourth quarter. San Francisco puts up 10. I mean, you're looking. I have heard it both ways. A lot of people said, Dan Campbell's the guy that goes for it. He did it the most this year. That's just who he is. We talk about not really making a ton of adjustments of who you are. Why wasn't Lamar Jackson doing? And this is an instance of, he was going for it all year long. So it was part of their culture to just go for the touchdown, screw the field goal, get the touchdown. And the fact that they lost by 3 points, I think that's really what. But I mean, they didn't stop them in the third quarter. They didn't stop them in the fourth quarter, and they were doing so well in the first half, the whole half.
The whole half.
Yeah.
So the first, fourth and 2. Look at what happened at the end of the game. Just to say everything played out the way it did, it'd have been tied. They'd have been overtime. They had a better chance to win. So, I mean, of course, they were going against, like you said, Lamar Jackson didn't use his legs. in this particular game, and he used his legs for 17 games. Dan
Yeah.
Campbell and crew. They've been going fourth down all year, and they were well over 50% going on fourth down coverages. And you got to think this is the game of the year for you until you get to the game of the year.
Right.
So you got
No,
to
every
start
game.
making. You got to make better choices. Get points on the board. Get point. This is a numbers game.
Yep.
Everything's a numbers game. The more
Yep.
numbers you have, the better it is for you. Whether it's in your pocket, your financial report, football, basketball, golf, anything with higher numbers, you're going to win. If you sit right there, take chances, and stay flat or go under, you
Yeah.
lose.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that whole thing. Yeah. So our Super Bowl is now San Francisco 49ers. Their last meeting was October 23rd of 2022. Kansas City 44, San Francisco 23. So I'm going. Oh, son of a bitch.
Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate.
I really want to say San Francisco. I think the defense in San Francisco can get after Mahomes better than most defenses.
You know what?
Where's that gut?
The Baltimore Ravens exposed Kansas City for about 5 or 6 plays with blitzing those guys up the middle, and they got free, and Mahomes had to get rid of the ball pretty quick. I expect San Francisco 49ers to do the same thing, but expect Kansas City to pick it up this time. Because that's a very, very extremely intelligent team that Andy Reid has created over the last couple of years. So expect, because that's all the NFL is a show me game.
Yeah.
So Baltimore Ravens show how to do it. And they're going to go after Mahomes early. So Kansas City's going to have an answer for that because they screwed it up in the Baltimore game. So you're going to put those corners on the island, and San Francisco weak link are the corners.
Yeah.
So expect some big plays by a couple of those wide receivers that's on the Kansas City Chiefs when the 49ers try to blitz them, because they're definitely going to pick them up, and definitely something's going to happen for them when it comes to throwing the ball down the field.
Yeah, I'm gonna be interested. That's gonna be a heck of a game. Is Bosa gonna get home? How many times is he gonna get home? I don't know. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna be this, and they just played in the Super Bowl a few years ago, didn't
he? Kansas City 49ers? I don't think so.
What was 49ers last Super Bowl? 2019. San Francisco last appeared in the Super Bowl after the 2019. So 2020, where they lost to Patrick Mahomes. So 2020.
What year?
2020.
Wow, they just played.
Yep.
Wow. That was in Miami.
Yeah. That will be interesting.
Man, who was the quarterback then? Was that Kaepernick?
Nope. That was Garoppolo. Now, Kaepernick was the Super Bowl in New Orleans when the lights went out. Harbaugh. That's when the brothers were playing against each other.
Wow, that's been 11 years already.
Yep. Crazy thing about that game was nobody knows why. It's almost like what just happened to Lamar Jackson. Kaepernick wasn't running. He did it all season. That's what made them so successful, was him running on teams, and he didn't do it. Mm-hmm. And that's why they lost to Baltimore, because he didn't do it. But Garoppolo was the quarterback for the last San Francisco Super Bowl. And, the story's always, for this Super Bowl, the story's going to be Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Irrelevant. He's going to be, the big time story on this one.
I mean,
Um,
has there ever been a Mr. Irrelevant starting any position? Well, you can't say that. It probably has. A quarterback position in the Super Bowl.
no, I can't imagine. I can't imagine that there's ever been a. Um, let's see, has a last pick QB ever. Uh, no. Yeah, it didn't look like it. History of Mr. Irrelevance.
I mean, he's gonna be up for a big payday this offseason, no matter what.
You think?
Comes to this. Yeah. Oh yeah. Brock Purdy. I don't think he's gonna get Lamar Jackson money or Patrick Mahomes money where they're making what a Lamar Jackson like 4 year 250 or something like that. I think they probably going like 450, 4 year like 150 or 175 or something like that. Keep it contract friendly just because he wasn't a high draft round pick. And him being who he is, Mr. Irrelevant and whatnot, he's gonna be like, hey, 4 years for 150? Okay, I'll take it. So I think that's what's gonna happen. So this guy earned his stripes, man. I don't like San Francisco. Well, I'm just talking about the individual player. Purdy has earned his stripes. Definitely. I mean, that 1 year he took over and last year and just competed and got them to the conference championships. Now this year, they got him in. He's been very consistent. Very, very consistent. So I don't see why they would waste any time not giving him what he deserves. So time will tell. We got about, another month or so until free agency starts, and we shall see.
So UFA, that's free agent, right? UFA.
Who?
It says so he signed for 3.7,
Yeah.
and
What was
his
it? Four
first
four
year,
year 3.7.
yeah, his
Mm-hmm.
first year was 287,000. Second year was 826. This year he made 879. Next year he's set to make 934.
Ah, yeah, they're gonna give it to him. They're gonna give him. They're gonna start contract negotiation. Free agency starts March 13th this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be he did have a guaranteed in his $700,000 in guaranteed money.
And somewhere, somewhere on that team, we got about three bums making over 5 million that don't even play. So I'm sure they're gonna try to um, do right by Brock Purdy.
So, and I've seen a lot of that, a lot of the NFL teams, and we discussed it a little bit last week, what they're paying these quarterbacks. And I agree that Brock Purdy should not get, Lamar Jackson money. He shouldn't even get Dak Prescott money or but Herbert shouldn't have gotten what Herbert got, but whatever. But Brock Purdy is successful. Don't get me wrong; he's a phenomenal quarterback, but he's successful because of Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, the receivers he has, all of that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So I agree. I don't see them paying him a ton of money.
No,
So
no, he'll get his picks worth, but to us that's a lot of friggin' money,
yeah,
a lot. But
yeah,
you know, he's gonna do what he's gonna do. He'll get it. He'll be perfectly fine, no matter what the outcome of the Super Bowl will be.
yeah. All right, you got anything else? That's a cool. Oh, so you're picking Kansas City?
I'm picking Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm gonna take San Francisco. We'll discuss other aspects of that game off the deal.
So I will say 31-24. Kansas City.
I'm going to reverse it. 24-31.
Huh?
I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to say the exact same score, but I'm going to call it for the 49ers.
Oh, for you.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Got it.
All right, man.
It'll be very, very, it's going to be a very, very good game.
Yeah, it is.
One of the best in recent years. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited about it.
All right. Well, cool, man. We appreciate everybody. Y'all have a good day. Have a good week. Enjoy the pro football coming up this weekend. I never watch it, but how many times you go to the Pro Bowl?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
How many times you go to the Pro Bowl?
I've been 5.
Was it fun? That's back when it was Hawaii and y'all actually played.
You know, a lot of guys didn't really want to go to the Pro Bowl, and plus that turf over in Hawaii was absolutely horrible. It was horrible. So you don't want to play on that stuff because you'll get hurt. And a lot of guys that were free agents trying to make some money, they got selected, either they didn't go to the Pro Bowl and told them that they had an injury so they wouldn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Or you'll go over there and like play in a game and not really go too hard.
Yeah.
So the times I've been over there, it's only one defensive end that actually went hard the whole game, like he was playing his last game. He was a freaking idiot. But all the other guys, you know, he just doing not a walkthrough, an up tempo speed. And the only time that it ever become real is towards the end of the game, because whoever wins the game, like if the NFC wins the game or the AFC wins the game, they think they got $75,000 more. So if up until like the middle end of the third quarter, if it's close, they'll start playing. Okay. But if it's not close, you know, if it was like 30 to 7, no, they're not going to play. So most of the guys are not playing. So and then the NFL talking about it costs too much money for the players to go to Hawaii because they have to pay for the flights, and they have to pay for the hotels and you know, all the food and everything they have to pay for. So, you know, like any other corporate company, they found a way to not give as much money as they used to back like they did. But it seemed like a couple of these games, the tag, what do they call it? Tag football, flag football.
Yep. They're doing flag football and skills.
Those seem a little fun. A lot of guys seem to like that.
Yeah.
I can agree, because I was a free agent one year when I went to the Pro Bowl, and I was like, Lord, please don't let me get it. Please, you don't want to get hurt over your head in the free agency. So that's why NFL kind of helped out, well, to make more money, but then get some more fan interaction with the players, is what they're doing right now.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, cool. Everybody have a good week. We will see y'all next time.
All right, now take